All right, hello everyone. Welcome to today's webinar, Exercise 101. Before we get started, just a couple of items to take care of. We will hopefully have time for questions at the end of the presentation, and you can type those into the question box in the lower portion of your control panel. We will be posting a recording of the webinar online, but if you would like a copy of the presentation in PDF format, or if your question does not get answered today, please email our support inbox, which will be shown at the end as well. All right, I'm going to turn it over to Coaches Shauna and Ryan to get things started.
All right, so my name is Coach Ryan, and I'm here with Coach Shauna, and today we're going to be just trying to help you guys get started with some sort of exercise routine. So we actually got this idea for this webinar because people seem to be pretty interested in what we ate, so we thought we would give it another try and show you guys what we do for exercise as well. As health coaches, we actually spend a lot of our day sitting at a desk, talking to people on the phone. I'm sure a lot of you out there have kind of the same type of a routine. So we're going to just try to, get you guys some ideas of what you can do to prevent that, to counter that sedentary type of a routine for you. So on top of that, we'll be providing some examples of what our company does outside of work to try to fit exercise into your routines. And then at the same time, I'm sure that right off the bat, you guys understand that we have a lot of the same issues as you do. So just keep that in mind throughout this entire presentation. So I know our job is wellness, but even for us, it's not easy to be healthy. But jumping right into the game plan for today, what we're going to be talking about is just the most common barriers that hold people back from fitting exercise into their lifestyle. And then we're going to jump in and figure out what all of these different outcomes may be that we do exercise for. And finally, we'll give you many examples of what we here at Health Check 360 do, while also trying to give you guys some ideas of what there is out there as far as different types of workouts. And as always, before we actually have you start an exercise routine, please check in with your doctor to ensure that you do not have any sort of medical conditions or restrictions that will hold you back. All right, so one of the most important aspects of reaching an outcome is first understanding what barriers are in your life, or what is preventing you from actually staying on track with exercise. As coaches, the two biggest barriers we run into when speaking with people is time and energy. It might be that you have a super busy schedule, including a work day of about 12 hours, and then having to go home and, take care of a couple of kids. It might be that you have two jobs with an extremely limited amount of time, but, I'm sure that no matter what your schedule looks like, you probably wish that you had a little bit more time to do things you want in a day, and getting healthy probably being one of those things. To be successful, being consistent with fitting exercise routines in your schedule, you're going to have to plan and prepare for it. You have to rearrange some things to make it fit, or even get creative when you're doing that. For example, if you're sitting at your son or daughter's sports practice, you could be walking around, or, finding some other way to actually get your heart rate up. Now, it's going to be up to you, really decide how important is it for you to actually improve your health. Plain and simple, you can make excuses not to exercise, but you can make excuses to exercise as well.
After identifying those barriers that Coach Ryan mentioned, you will need to decide basically what do you want to achieve. This is the outcome you're trying to reach. In order to reach this, you may need to set one or more SMART goals. So setting a SMART goal requires the goal to be specific. What do you want to achieve? This is something that should be easily understood and defined. Your goal needs to be measurable. There should be no doubt about whether or not you achieve that goal. Attainable, you don't want it to be too difficult or too easy. That can affect your motivation and commitment. Realistic and relevant to your particular interests, needs, and abilities. And one that we kind of find people tend to forget is time. Set that ultimate time frame. How long will it take you to reach your goal? Be sure to evaluate and reevaluate your goals routinely until you reach your intended outcomes. You will also need to think about, why do I want to do this? Find the reason why you want to make the improvement and reach an ideal outcome. This will help with your motivation and commitment. So some examples of some different outcomes those of us here at Health Check 360 have include lean muscle growth, increased energy, increased endurance or speed, weight maintenance, heart health, mental health, reduced risk of future conditions, and just plain and simple to have fun. So now that you've decided what you want and why you want it, the main question is, how do I get there? First, write it down. You want to make it a real thing. If you write it down, you're 20% more likely to reach that goal. Commitment. There really are no quick fixes. You just need to stick with it. Accountability. Figure out how you will stay committed to your goals and outcomes. Will you hold yourself accountable, or will you mention your goals to family and or friends and have them help you stay on track? And also identify those barriers that Coach Ryan just touched on. So moving into what we do. So how does Health Check 360 work out and stay consistent with exercise? There's so many different options available for us as well as you. You will just need to choose what is going to work best for you. First up is home workouts. Why do some of us choose to work out at home and not in the gym atmosphere? Time and family is a big one. Our coaching director, Trent, account manager, Morgan, and myself all choose the route of at-home workouts due to family. We find ourselves waking up just a little bit earlier in the morning to fit in a high-intensity workout, one that doesn't take up too much time before our kids wake up. I find this works best for me because it is a more predictable time as available. If I were to wait until after my kids' bedtime, chances are other things may come up, or excuses in a way. I try to get this to sleep at an ideal time in order to get that good quality sleep that I need in order to wake up early for that workout. Morgan likes to get her entire family involved in exercise by doing a structured workout together or going for a family walk or bike ride. She does not allow herself to think she doesn't have time for it. She just makes it work. And Trent likes to get his family involved by going to the local track and taking turns running laps with his wife while his kids enjoy playing or doing some other activities around the interior of the track. Essentially, our kids can control our schedules, so we all make it work by adjusting our availability and not making excuses. Next up was the convenience factor of working out at home. When you're at home, you don't have to rely on the gym hours and or class schedules to dictate your workouts. You can plan them when it works best for you. Our sales and marketing coordinator, Sarah, is consistently training for marathons throughout the year, which includes a lot of running. She makes it work by alternating morning and evening workouts depending on how busy her schedule is that day. She prefers the convenience of lacing up her shoes and stepping out the door for a workout. Health coach Stephanie likes to hike to stay active, so she takes advantage of the local hiking trails on a routine basis, and when time allows, she likes to go out and explore alternate trails a bit further away. But she takes the time in advance to research a bit to see how much time she'll need to make that hike work into her day. The final reason why is the cost-effective reason. Being a member of a gym is costly. That monthly cost may not be available in your monthly budget right now. Working out at home saves you from spending that money every month on a gym membership. If you do have that financial freedom to pay for a gym membership, but you just don't want to, think about different ways that you can save that money and put it towards something fun, or maybe even starting building your home gym with some additional equipment. So moving on to some of the different things that you can do at home. I mentioned the different workouts, but I want to go a little bit more in depth. Exercising at home can include something as straightforward as running or walking or biking, as well as various bodyweight exercises such as push-ups, sit-ups, squats, lunges, etc. Alternatively, you can follow something a little more structured like a HIIT workout, which alternates between quick sessions of high-intensity exercise followed by lower-intensity recovery. You can also follow a yoga flow that you enjoy if you're looking for something a little bit more low impact. Depending on your home workout preference, you may want to look into some additional equipment. Performing exercises with your body weight is a great way to get started. However, you may need to include some resistance in order to improve and continue to see progress. Incorporating a form of resistance or weights can complement your body weight workouts to help you reach your goals, as well as have some great benefits in regards to preventing chronic diseases. I did add some things on the screen there. So different pieces of exercise equipment that you can invest in for your home, most of which are low cost. However, it is not required to go out and buy any of these things. Some of the examples are an exercise ball, a yoga mat, kettlebell, dumbbell, resistance bands, jump rope, and household items. If you're not able to include the different equipment pieces mentioned above, use what you have around the house. Gallon water jugs make good weights, with each weighing about 8.5 pounds when they're full. or you can use canned items for a little bit lighter resistance. Also utilizing other things such as your staircase for some cardio, your countertop for push-ups, and your dining table chairs for tricep dips.
All right, so Shauna just got done telling you guys about working out at home, but what if those aren't workouts for you? You know, maybe you feel like working out at home by yourself just isn't motivating enough. Then you might actually prefer something like a gym workout. You know, there are many reasons why a gym could be right for you, but I'll touch on some of the reasons that we come across most often. Many people, you know, really like the variety of equipment that's available to you at a gym. You know, you have, if you're the type of person that would excel with a structured workout, you know, with a set number of sets and reps, you know, this might be perfect for you. You know, you'll be able to challenge your body in a number of great ways while also using all sorts of different equipment. You know, in reality, gym workouts provide kind of the greatest potential for progressing your body over time. And not only that, it's very helpful for providing accountability. You know, if you're willing to pay for a membership, it's definitely going to increase the chance that you're actually going to use it. You know, this is one of the main reasons why Brianna, one of our sales executives, is able to hold herself accountable week in and week out. You know, when she doesn't feel like going to the gym, she just gets motivation purely off the fact that, you know, she has already paid for it, so she's going to make sure she gets there. Now, it kind of links right in with the social part of things. You know, you have a fitness center, which is for people that really want to be around a group of people that all want to better themselves. You know, it ends up being a very positive workout environment where everyone's always working on improving their health, just like you. Health coach Becca, you know, loves to do workout classes at her gym, and one of the main reasons is because of the support she gets from everyone else in those classes. On top of that, the classes provide an excellent variety, so every time she is about to show up, she gets very excited to be there. All right, now we've discussed the social and accountability reasons why choosing a gym could be a great option, but I want to switch gears in a little bit here and touch on the different ways, you know, you can actually do these workouts. So more and more across the country, gyms are starting to open up and provide you with a structured workout that everyone in the gym will do. You know, you think you would be the type of person that would like a pre-made workout and have it ready to go every single time you go in the gym, then this might be a great option. You know, you won't even have to figure out what the best workouts for you are or even do any planning at all. You know, you just have to show up and do what everyone else is doing. You know, one of our health coaches, Jake, he actually does this exact same thing. He loves the fact that the workout's always ready for him, and he treats these workouts kind of as his own sport. You know, what gets him excited is kind of that challenge, you know, of competing with himself and with other people. And at the end of the day, everyone is getting stronger, faster, more athletic all around. And just the fact that he's pushing himself to kind of a limit is kind of that real inspiration behind the drive for him to get there every single day. All right, and last but not least, you know, the other reason why people choose a gym workout is for the professional help that it provides. You can work with a personal trainer if you don't feel totally comfortable creating your own workouts, or, you know, maybe it's just the fact that you want someone to be there to help push you more than you're able to even push yourself. There's really no bad reason to work out, and I'm sure that all the employees there will be more than thrilled to help you out. So as far as what is available at these fitness centers, you know, usually you'll have some sort of cardio machines, you know, things like treadmills, ellipticals, stair steppers, row machines, anything like that. Then they also have a bunch of weight machines. There are free weights that are usually available to you. That's pretty common. And then usually there's also some sort of group classes, you know, you can sign up for it. You know, examples being Zumba, Pilates, cycling, and even yoga. You know, Lindsay, one of our health coaches, loves to do yoga classes whenever she gets the chance. You know, she has to plan around her family schedule and find time, though. You know, it can be difficult since she does have a young child at home. If she can't find time to get these yoga classes in, then, you know, she even has a designated area at her house that she makes sure she gets it done. So if you guys feel that any sort of examples like this fit your style or personality, then you should seriously consider doing a gym workout. All right, for sports, you know, you want to figure out if this might be right for you as well. You know, maybe you can't stand working out at a gym or following a structured workout program, but I mean, maybe you enjoy sports, so do it. You know, sports are a great workout. They give you the chance or opportunity to actually raise your heart rate, and depending on what you do. But, you know, now if you're thinking, you know, playing in a slow pitch softball league in the summer, you know, I hate to break it to you, but that might not count. You know, you have to find something that actually challenges your body, keeps that heart rate up for a longer period of time, so you're giving yourself more benefits and end up burning more calories as well. So why would we at Health Check 360 play sports? Well, I'll use myself as an example. My favorite thing to do is play sports. I have done it all my life. In my opinion, it's probably the most fun way that I could possibly work out. For as long as I can remember as well, a handful of coworkers and I have gotten together to play basketball on the same day every single week. It's a social thing for us, but we get to get outside and enjoy each other's company. While also making sure we get a great workout in. Doing this every week also tends to keep us accountable. We don't want to be the guy that can't show up that day, so we usually try to do our best to make sure we get there. Now, the competition side or competitiveness that goes along with a sport actually adds kind of an extra element to this type of workout. You can make the games as competitive as you want, or at the same time, no 2 days are ever the same, which is pretty cool. In my case, I've torn my ACL twice. I can't afford to play at an extremely intense level, but with this group of guys, we end up getting to play at the same time, and we still mainly have fun and burn calories. So it's really just a good environment all around. And then one of our account managers, Ashley, she actually plays sports as well, but she ends up doing volleyball leagues and tournaments. She likes the change of pace for being able to see some more adults on a regular basis, and she has a couple of small children at home as well that she's responsible for. But at the core, it tends to end up being that she really likes to do it because it's fun. So not only are sports fun for a lot of people, but you're also improving your body physically throughout this entire journey. You're working on coordination, balance, strength, speed, and just so many other ways. So all in all, I'd have to say that sports are definitely a great choice for exercise.
Here at Health Check 360, we're in the same boat as you guys. We're working those long hours. A good chunk of our day is spent here. So sometimes we try to find some other ways to include some extra exercise into that work day. But why? What's the point of it? One thing is to fit exercise in. Between her work schedule and her kids' activities, Coach Shelby cannot always guarantee a time to get her workouts in. She found a way to stay active during her lunch hour without any excuses with the weather affecting her. She climbs the stairs in a nearby covered parking ramp. This way, she has no excuse not to take that time to get active over the lunch hour. It helps with energy. Getting little bursts of activity in throughout our day can help to avoid that mid-afternoon slump and keep some energy going, especially for those of us that decide to work out after work. Staying focused. We find that exercise helps us stay on task throughout the day. And a big part of it is we are at a sedentary job. For us here at Health Check 360, we're sitting at a desk the majority of the day, and we need to find ways to get active minutes in. We cannot only rely on our exercise routines to make up for our sedentary jobs and expect to be our healthiest selves. The same goes for anyone out there with an active job. These are active minutes during the day. This is not exercise. Our bodies are smart and will adapt to our daily habits. So we need to balance both exercise, which gets your heart rate up, and active minutes, which is just plain and simple keeping yourself moving throughout the day. So some of the different ways that we do get a little exercise in is taking advantage of the lunch break, doing a little walk. No matter how much time you have available, try to take a portion of that and get yourself moving a bit. We have incorporated daily activity breaks twice a day. It's time that we've set aside to stand up, stretch, and do some quick body weight exercises. We've actually designated one person here to send out an email during that set time to remind us to participate. Schedule permitting, most of us try to join as often as possible. When we can, walking meetings can play a role. If there's nothing required in the conference room, no resources or anything, we try to walk and talk outside if we can, just to get those extra steps in. Participating in company-wide challenges, we participate in these to work on improving our activity goals, as well as for a little friendly competition. Keep in mind with that you don't actually need to wait until your company-wide challenge starts. On your myhealthcheck360.com account, you can actually create challenges for you and your department or other small groups of coworkers. And a big thing is just standing up often, ideally for a few minutes within every 20 minutes to a half hour. An easy way to accomplish that is to increase your water intake. Once you've finished your water bottle, get up and refill it right away. Those are some extra steps. And if you're increasing your water intake, most likely you'll get some extra steps, going back to the bathroom often.
All right, but what if your job takes you on the road? For those of you who do a lot of traveling, the best thing you can do is plan and prepare for it. One of our sales executives, Jessica, expressed that she does all this type of stuff to stay on track and for stress management. Even taking a week or two without any physical activity, that's going to take you backwards twice as fast as building up. So she's trying to make sure she stays healthy and builds up some flexibility and strength. And to do that, she makes sure that she actually writes her workout plan into her schedule to make sure she follows through with it. And since traveling for business isn't always the best for your stress levels, she actually uses exercise to help release endorphins that make her feel better and at the same time also help get rid of some of that stress along the way. Now, there are a few things you want to make sure that you actually bring along with you when you're traveling as well. Pack extra workout clothes, and definitely don't forget a swimsuit. Swimming would be a great way to challenge your body, burn some calories, and best of all, it's really nice on your joints. You can also bring a few other little things along the way, things like jump ropes, dumbbells, basically anything small enough to fit in a travel bag. But before you pack, I think the best thing you could do is just research your surroundings. For example, if you're staying at a hotel, figure out if they have a pool or a gym space you can use. You can see if there are any local parks or trails that you can go to and get outside. But you can definitely get a great workout in just with a simple jungle gym that'll usually offer some sort of stairs or pull-up bars and a bunch of other ways to really challenge your body, and it can definitely be fun. And then gyms, once again, as I mentioned before, are a great option. If you're a frequent traveler, finding a gym that has locations spread across the entire country and that are open 24 hours, might be the best option for you. You just have to be able to stay consistent no matter where you go, and having the expectation of what that gym will offer will be even better for you.
So we spent the majority of the webinar here talking about how to make exercise fit into your day, along with some examples we use to stay active. We wanted to include some additional information about various resources that can possibly help you reach those health outcomes. So various fitness apps and trackers, whether it's a tracker on your phone or a wearable one, many people claim this helps them stay on track while progressing towards their outcomes. Many tracking resources have different features related to your health goals. So if you're focusing on steps, minutes of activity, nutrition, water intake, or even sleep, there are many apps out there that you can use to track not one, if not all of those things all at once. Whether you're using just one or multiple tracking resources, you may be able to connect all of those apps and trackers to your MyHealthCheck 360 account and get all of that information compiled into one space. Another option is exercise videos. You can purchase those on your own from the store or borrow from your local library. Utilize the internet. You can find a lot of workouts online, just plain and simple, by typing in free exercise workouts. And if you have the option, professional help, personal trainers, health coaches, dietitians, nutritionists, your personal physician, they can all give you some assistance as needed. And finally, we have some of the key pieces of information that we want you to take with you while on your wellness journey. Number one is make exercise a priority in your life. There's really no finding time for it. You need to make the time for it. Plan and prepare. This has been a little bit of a theme throughout the webinar here. Take a look at your upcoming week and decide when your workouts will happen. Schedule them just like an appointment. Many of us here at HealthCheck 360 do just that. We plan our exercise around work schedules, family activities, and available exercise classes. Do something that works for you. Find something you can see yourself committing to long term. Don't force yourself to do something that you do not enjoy or you can't see yourself sticking with. For example, a good friend of mine actually teaches a dance fitness class. However, I will most likely never set foot in that class. Not saying it's not a great workout, because it is. It's just not for me, but she understands that. So essentially, get creative with how you get active and do not feel bad about what you choose to do for your exercise. Set that goal to strive for. That's a really important piece. And really don't overthink it. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. If you continuously make small, healthy changes to your lifestyle, your body will change and get healthier along with you.
All right, we're going to open it up for questions here in just a minute, but just want to give you a preview of what we have coming up in the next couple months. Next month is headaches and your health, how they are connected, and tips that you can do to help those headaches. And then in October, Living Healthy on a Budget, we get this question a lot, or not really question, I guess more of a statement that eating healthy and being healthy is expensive. We're going to give you some tips and make you realize that that's not necessarily true in all cases. And if you have to register for those, you can go to the healthcheck360blog.com. There is a link from My Health Check 360 to that blog if you are on your account. And here's our contact information. I'll leave this up here while we do questions, but we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook. Again, we have the blog. You have the My Health Check 360 account. We're on Instagram. The blog is where you're going to watch past webinars, and then you can always give us a call or email us. Those are the health coach contact information right there, so let us know if we can help you out with anything. All right, we're going to see what questions we have now.
All right, so here we've got one. It basically states, when I get home, I am just completely out of energy. What do you suggest? My suggestions for that, first, plain and simple, you just have to make yourself do it. Depending on where you're at, you have to make sure that your body is telling you you're too exhausted to do it versus just your mind saying you don't want to. So really just make yourself do that. Make it a priority. If needed, if you're too exhausted or completely out of energy after work, think about morning workouts, getting to sleep just a little bit earlier, like I mentioned earlier. Get up a bit and do a short workout. It can be higher intensity. It can even just be 10 minutes or something just to get you started. It could even be something where as you continue on with this and keep pushing yourself, you'll notice those energy levels may change. One other thing that we didn't really touch about on the webinar much is nutrition and your sleep habits. Really take a look at what you're eating throughout the day, making sure it's good quality foods. That's going to keep your energy going long term. And then also sleep. Make sure you're getting that great quality sleep in order to keep that energy flow going all the way through the day.
All right, so the next one we have here is what is more important, cardio or strength training? So the way I approach this is, really it all depends, on what your outcome goals are. I think both of them are very important. I wouldn't say they're equal, but at the same time, you want to kind of do one more than the other, depending on what your goal is. So, I would suggest at one point or another, actually do both of them. So for example, if you're trying to gain muscle mass, there's a specific type of lifting that will give you the best outcome, but in reality, your body's going to get better and better at doing that as you go. And so eventually you're going to hit kind of a wall, a plateau. It's going to take about 2 months to do that. And so that type of lifting, just in general, is somewhere around 10 to 12 reps, but you would also have to switch at that point and go to maybe do cardio, or maybe it's powerlifting, or just finding some sort of other activity that challenges your body in a different way. And like Sean said earlier in the presentation, your body is very smart. It tries to adapt what you throw at it, and you're going to have to change it up to kind of make it change before you can come back to the bread and butter of what you're trying to do the most of, which might be for this person, gaining muscle mass. But I would say it just depends, and definitely do a wide variety of stuff.
We have a question on someone who's getting a sore back and neck from all the sitting that you do. As far as workouts to recommend, honestly, kind of what these guys have already talked about. Start by just moving throughout the day, because that's going to help prevent some of that soreness. And stretching is a great way to help prevent some of those sorenesses. And then, go ahead.
Also with that, your posture, if you're getting a sore back and neck from sitting, making sure that your posture is really good. And like Shelby was mentioning, keep everything nice and strong. Work on those kind of ulterior muscles, like your core and everything like that. So posture is going to be a really big thing with that as well.
Absolutely. And then just total body exercises. As far as, again, no specific workouts, just make sure that you do the stretching and you do all the components of the working out. That's going to help with that soreness.
All right, next question here I have is, what exercise routine is best for losing weight? When it comes down to that, I mean, you have to burn calories, plain and simple. So, I mean, I would say find what you like, find something fun, and then try to do it and push your body throughout the entire thing. You know, if you're working at a gym, for example, it would be doing a fast pace, a lot of reps, not a lot of rest, and just keeping your heart rate up the entire time. It's mostly about keeping your heart rate up and burning through as many calories. So if you're thinking jump on a treadmill for an hour, you're probably not going to burn as much as possibly lifting some lighter weights many, many times. But I mean, that can be true with any sort of routine you think. If it was sports, you know, you just got to make sure your heart rate's up for as much of the time as possible. Or if you're working out at home, it's let's hit the stairs, go up and down and back and forth, do push-ups, but basically not resting much. You know, making sure your body's challenged and you're burning calories. And the more muscles you use in every movement, the more calories you'll burn.
Yeah, and it's just about progressing. If you're not doing anything right now, if you get out and walk for 10 minutes a day and don't change anything else, you may see some weight loss. But the key thing too, as Ryan said, there's lots of good ways to progress. You want to keep that heart rate up. You cannot forget about your nutrition. Weight loss, while exercise is very important, nutrition is more important, honestly, for weight loss. And that's just bottom line. This webinar wasn't about nutrition, but when it comes to weight loss, nutrition is just as, if not more important, and honestly it is more important for weight loss. So just keep that in mind too. All right, guys, we unfortunately are out of time. If your question did not get answered, please go ahead and email the health coaching inbox, and we would love to chat again. Set up a time, and thank you so much, everyone, for joining in today.